Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. WWE star Roman Reigns recently revealed whether he has spoken to AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. The Tribal Chief is set to compete in the Men's Royal Rumble match this Saturday in Indianapolis. Jon Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins were members of The Shield in WWE. The group quickly became one of the most successful factions, and all members even held the WWE Championship on the same night at 2016 Money in the Bank. Moxley left the promotion for AEW in 2019, whereas Rollins and Reigns continue to be the company's two biggest stars. In an interview with SHAK Wrestling, the head of the table revealed that he hasn't spoken to Jon Moxley in a while. The Tribal Chief also shared some insights about how Moxley was around him and Seth Rollins during their Shield days. "It's been a while, I haven't talked to him, Jon Moxley, in a bit. There's so many. I can't tell you I'm trying to think of the kookiest one because he has a bunch of them, but the one thing about Mox is you can't GPS him, you know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, he's right here, don't worry. We have no clue where he is, but we always knew he would be there." From 1520 to 1548. Vince Russo on Roman Reigns being absent from WWE. On the debut episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, Roman Reigns defeated Solo Sikoa in tribal combat. The Tribal Chief has been absent from TV since, and many have wondered why the promotion hasn't used him. In the recent episode of Sportskeeda's Legion of Raw podcast, Vince Russo questioned why the company is not using Reigns as it's only its third week on Netflix. "I just don't get it, like, this is the third week of Netflix. Is this the third or the fourth? And you're in Cody's, Rhodes' hometown. Cody is not wrestling. Seth Rollins is not wrestling. CM Punk isn't wrestling. Roman Reigns isn't wrestling. Rhea Ripley isn't wrestling. I don't understand it. We were always, man, and balls to the walls mode. Always, man. From 37:50 onwards. We will have to wait and see if the Tribal Chief can win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match this Saturday. The bout will feature many top stars, including Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, and more. For years, Roman Reigns, Jon Moxley, and Seth Rollins were the three pillars of one of WWE's most dominant factions, The Shield. Though their careers have taken drastically different paths, fans continue to wonder if the former brothers-in-arms still keep in touch. Recently, in an exclusive interview ahead of his much-anticipated WWE return, Reigns was asked a question that had been on everyone's mind. "Have you spoken to Jon Moxley lately?" The Tribal Chief smirked, letting out a deep breath before answering. "It's been a while," he admitted. "We all have our own paths now. Seth's running Monday nights, Mox is doing his thing over there in AEW, and I've been handling business at the very top. But, you know, once in a while, we check in, even if it's not on a regular basis." That one answer sent the wrestling world into a frenzy. Reigns didn't deny keeping in touch with Moxley, but his wording was careful, deliberate even. Despite being competitors in different promotions, Reigns and Moxley's bond has always extended beyond wrestling. Their Shield days saw them travel the world together, breaking into WWE as the most dominant force of the early 2010s. Even after Moxley left WWE in 2019, there were never any reports of bad blood between him and his former stablemates. Reigns' latest comments only fueled speculation about whether the two had discussed their respective careers behind the scenes. Sources close to both men have indicated that while their conversations aren't frequent, there's still mutual respect. "They'll talk about family and life more than wrestling," a backstage source revealed. Jon and Roman have different mindsets when it comes to the business now, but the bond is still there. Moxley's thoughts on Reigns' success. Jon Moxley, now AEW's reigning world champion, has often been asked about his former Shield brothers. He rarely comments on WWE, but in an interview last year, he acknowledged Reigns' rise to dominance. Roman's doing what Roman does. He's killing it, Moxley said. He's at the top, and that's where he always wanted to be. I respect that. I don't watch much WWE, but I hear things. And from what I hear, he's the guy over there. Moxley's no-nonsense attitude has been his defining trait since leaving WWE, and while he never outright praises WWE's product, he doesn't hesitate to recognize his friend's success. When Reigns was asked about these remarks, he nodded. Mox has always been straight up. That's who he is. I respect the hell out of that. Could we ever see a Reigns-Moxley reunion? The wrestling world loves a good what-if scenario, and one of the biggest questions in wrestling today is whether Moxley and Reigns could share a ring again. While the idea of a cross-promotional dream match is exciting, the reality of such an encounter remains slim. Reigns himself was realistic about it. I don't think about that stuff too much, he admitted. I know fans love the idea, and I get it. But right now, I'm focused on what's ahead in WWE. If something crazy happens down the line, who knows? But that's not in my hands. Though Reigns wouldn't dismiss the idea outright, he made it clear that his loyalty lies with WWE. As the company's biggest star, it's unlikely he would ever appear in another promotion, but crazier things have happened in the world of wrestling. The Shield legacy lives on. While a reunion may not be in the cards anytime soon, the legacy of the Shield continues to shape WWE and AEW. Seth Rollins is the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns still reigns supreme on SmackDown, and Jon Moxley leads AEW as its top champion. We came in together, we dominated together, and now we dominate in our own ways, Reigns said. That's what the Shield was about, being the best. And we're all still proving that. Regardless of where their careers take them, Roman Reigns and Jon Moxley will always be linked by the brotherhood they built. Whether they're opponents or allies in the future remains a mystery, but for now, the respect between them remains unshaken.